Alan Roderick Jones, a man who needs no introduction.
I really don't know about that. I need an introduction to myself. Just give me one little moment. Well, the immensity and the presence of this moment there is so much grace in all our lives that unfolds and flows within every breath. I'll just drift back to 1972, when a sweet young boy put a mirror in front of me and revealed the silence and the sanctity of a sacred heart. A sacred heart that binds us all together. It's like an ocean of pure consciousness that we live in. The air is conscious, the trees are conscious, the water is conscious. In actual fact, my pool is a holy water. I dive into it and I feel like I'm surrounded by this purity. It's very difficult to explain everything that has unfolded in my conscious life because it's just magnificent. I wake in the mornings and I'm so thankful to have the experience that I have of life, knowing that I'm surrounded by this perfection. But I also see that there's an amazing change happening in this universe, actually, this earth. And when we see the pain, and we see everyone coming to help that pain, it's an unfolding, it's an awakening. And I look at the work that the master that I have has done on this earth, and it's like he's punctuating the earth. And he's bringing reality into the lives of so many, many thousands of people around this earth. And so the balance of light and darkness has definitely moved. And light is really, really manifesting on this earth. I don't know if you know about the photon light that comes from the center of the galaxy, but right now it's like the iris of a camera, or the lens of a camera that's opening. And more light is permeating and coming from the center of the galaxy towards us. And what happens is that if you're aware of this light within you and you become of it, then you will move with it into the dimension that we're being taken. But it's obvious that there's a balance happening, and you can see the chaos and the devastation that surrounds us. But it's not to go to that, it's to go to the beauty that surrounds us. We're permeated by it. There's billions and billions of these minute particles permeate our body every second. They call them neutrinos. But scientists don't realize that those neutrinos are love. They're love. We're permeated by love. I had this experience recently. I was up in Essendon. Who knows Essendon? Right? Great place. So I'd been out in the pools and I'd had a massage and I was laying out naked on the bed. And I was reflecting, and I was listening to the surf, and I was reflecting on what I had been told about fulfill every breath. Now, I know what that means, to fulfill every breath. To consciously just be in that moment, in the here and now. Remember Baba Ram Das in the 70s, be here and now, you know? I didn't quite get it then, but I do now. Anyway, and this little voice said, oh, you know that's hard. The next instant, I was out of my body and I was streaming out of the earth. And I was looking down on the earth and it was magnificent here. And I was in this sort of diaphanous form. And there was a beautiful being next to me, and this voice said, remember that you chose to come this time in order to experience the magnificence and the perfection of creation. Knowing that that which creates life you are, and that which is life you are one. Come back into my body and I start to cry. And I get my book, I've got my sketchbook with me, and I said, and I write to my kids. They're not kids anymore, but here's Dad off his rocker again. Let me just tell you what happened to me. Then I go home and tell my son, he says, oh, you think so, Dad? You know, talking about how your sons react to you. So, so that's for all of us, you know. Remember that we chose to come here to experience this change and be part of it so we can evolve and move into that dimension. Who knows what that dimension will take us? When you reach the top of the pyramid, you know, there's another pyramid you've got to go to. And you have to go to the pinnacle of that pyramid. But the true pyramid is here. You bring it in, you bring it up. From the magnetic force of the earth, you bring it through you. And here in that sacred chakra of the eternal heart, you can open up that flower. And the leaves and the petals just open, and the more you open it, you feel the magnificence and the perfection of this creation. Well, that's why
Thank you.
I just feel that we all have this amazing sanctity and this eternal experience, you know. And I can look at the trees and cry. I can walk. I went skiing recently in Mammoth, and it was great. And there was a moment where I was coming down the slopes, and I got arthritis in my foot, and I'm thinking, fuck this foot. And I got it in a boot, you know, and the boot's okay at that point. And I'm coming down, I've got these new skis on. Everyone says I've got to ski with these new skis, the shorter skis and the wider skis. So, and suddenly there's a moment when there's no skis, there's nothing, and it's just the snow, the wind, and the experience. And then I tumble and fall and that minute was so precious. And that's what I want to experience, that preciousness of the moment. All right.
Thanks, Alan.